What's up? Anyone else miss Gary? I miss Gary. Jen, you're muted. Is my sound okay? I'm actually going through my Bluetooth headset, so I don't know if it's as good as the mic.
Yeah, I think it's good. It's good.
Yeah, it's good.
All right, cool. That means I can move my head around like this, which I couldn't have before. Anyway, so where to start? Okay, I mean let's talk about the elephant in the room. Bitcoin has lost its goddamn mind on the good side.
Absolutely, new all-time high.
Right? I don't know if it's ever hit an all-time high before the halving before.
No, I think it's first time that this happens.
So I've got a theory, but do you guys have a theory as to why that might have happened?
I'm looking forward to listen to your theory first, and then I will share not my theory, but the one I believe it's the right one.
Okay, so the amount of Bitcoin that's flowing into the ETF, I've been actually there's a couple now, and I'm assuming everybody knows that. So Wall Street has a couple electronically traded funds now that are basically tagged to the Bitcoin price. A huge long battle about getting the regulations done on that. They finally got that passed because Wall Street will definitely never buy any Bitcoin. And I honestly I'm always a little reticent to be positive about that because the amount of people that can buy Bitcoin on those ETFs are the same number of people that can short it, and they can short it with billions of dollars and still have a pretty outsized effect. But with the capital flows that are going into that, and anybody who's sort of a quant trading on Wall Street is going to be looking at previous history of Bitcoin, understand the halving cycles, and part of the halving might be priced in already because people are sort of able to look ahead at that. It's their job. It's what they do, right? I don't think it's entirely priced in because I think the market's still going to react to the halving of more Bitcoin coming online. But that's sort of the only thing that makes sense to me. There could be something completely different, but that's all I have right now.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't know, but the theory that I believe it's the most likely is that we are not in a new bull market. We are still in the previous cycle, and that's why you are getting an all-time high before the halving. And we didn't reach the real all-time high that we should have reached a few months ago because of the black swans that we have with Terra Luna crashing, with FTX, with 3AC, and so on and so forth. So we never closed that cycle. So right now we are still in the same bull market, but there's a catch there, because if we are in the same bull market, what is going to happen is that when we finish this bull market, as cycles are getting longer and longer, the next bear market will be criminal, longer, a 5-year bear market.
So that's entirely possible. Yeah, no, like my whole take, and Zmogus will definitely. I do have a little bit of uplift news that we'll get to. I totally get that. Like, everybody that's in crypto is doing that. I haven't talked to my buddy Jose in a while. What else are we going to talk about? Yeah, so I think that's a really interesting theory, right? Like those black swan events were really, really intense, and it really did seem like the last bull market got truncated. And yeah, I mean, I think I don't know if it's going to be the end of this year or end of next year. If I had to bet, and I have bet a little bit, 2026 is going to be the next bear market, and then I think next time we have a drawdown, I'm gone for 18 months. Like, just there's no point. The whole ecosystem turns into a big hate fest, and so I'm just planning for it now, right? I'm going to work my nards off for the bull market. We're going to do some fun things with Uplift to and maybe it'll be amazing, maybe it won't, but it won't be nothing, right? We're gonna keep some stuff going on, and I'm just not gonna try and put good energy after bad. Yeah, Mogan saying it's funny how everything repeats every 4 years. Yeah, I mean that's right. I mean that's it's legit. Yeah. It happens. And instead of fighting those trends in that cycle, I'm trying to learn myself how to be part of it in a way that's constructive and doesn't sink me into a deep obliterating depression.
Yeah. Still, it's very difficult, but I think that's what you have to do. You have to learn to ride the waves, and that's it. Yeah.
All the talks and predictions, everything's amazing if you got a good memory. It really is, right? I mean that and again, nobody should take any suggestions or predictions from me ever. I'm not even saying that from do your own research. No. I have made so many mistakes. Nobody should be listening to me at all. This is just for the processes of entertaining Juan and myself and whoever else wants to listen. For real, people need to pay attention and do their own stuff, because people will lose. This is a market where people lose a lot of money. Historical chart reading can give us that 2020 look for the right waves. I seriously think that's the thing. Mogus, why start with BTC? Because we can. I haven't done this in a long time. We're just having fun here, and that's really at the end of the day. If we're not having fun, I won't show up, and I want to show up more. So that's what we're doing. So Nefty, what's up, Nefty? One, give us some news on the Nefty blocks.
Well, I don't know. We've been working and doing always improving some features. I think that the latest things that we released that I think that are really relevant are the NFT upgrades, being able to modify attributes, mutable attributes from the platform. So that's I think very good. So for example, it's very easy to, for example, to keep a score or to keep a balance in an NFT, or if you planned ahead and you have an NFT which has an image as a mutable attribute, then with the upgrading contract, you are able to change that image. By if you own a certain NFT, then you can come and modify another one and stuff like that. So yeah. That's I think something interesting. We released that a couple of months ago, and it's a very basic version. And what we want there, and that's something that hasn't happened yet because I don't know why. I never heard because we are lazy or whatever, but it hasn't happened. Is that
it's still the bear market. I know things are still really tight for everybody. This is the whole thing.
Don't fool yourself. It's not the bear market. It's the bull market.
I just you guys walk on water as far as I'm concerned, and I know it's you know what? Maybe it's a selfish thing. Like I have been finding it really hard to sort of get myself back up to speed, right? And so I'm like, and I found a couple of ways with the uplift to do that. So I just kind of want to give everybody that same grace, just so that I hopefully get a little bit of it myself.
Cool. No, but yeah, I think it's good, and we've been working, but what we want to do next is organize. I don't know. I want to organize some kind of contest where people has to design games using the contracts that are available on Nifty Blocks, and I'm still thinking about how should we shape that and how should that work. But yeah, that's one of the next things we want to do besides the small updates and upgrades that we are working on at the moment for the platform.
Okay, this sounds really fun because I'm really fascinated with what might be possible with those. So it'd be really fun to kind of get maybe whoever from the Uplift community wants to do that. I know Bullshipples and what's his face, Rob Flasca from the Colony. They've been kind of making some new things and hanging out with a bunch of people that are making some things. And I think they're actually friends with some of the people that are making some of the games and stuff. So yeah, maybe we could sort of make a short list of 5 or 6 teams and then maybe have them on for like a roundtable brainstorming kind of walk.
Oh, that would be amazing. That would be amazing.
And then see, what we can get going. Yeah, that'd be fun. I mean, I don't know. I can't really picture it yet, but that might actually dovetail. Like there might be some interesting interplay between my little idea of late and that as well. That's fun. So can you walk me through that again, just so I can try and understand a little bit better. So basically, like the mutable attributes from the Nifty platform, you could change. So tell me more about, give me an example of keeping a score on the NFT from the platform.
Yeah, just imagine that you have. Let's think about it. Let's think that you have an NFT that represents a vehicle in a game, or not in a game. It's just an NFT that represents a vehicle. But this vehicle, it has I don't know. You can have fuel level, and the fuel level can go from 0 to 100. Then you can buy another NFT that represents 5 gallons of fuel. You go to the upgrade contract, you come with your 2 NFTs. One is the fuel, the other one is the vehicle. You can say, okay, burn the fuel NFT and add 5 to the vehicle NFT. So now your fuel balance will be +5 of what was there before.
So hypothetically, I don't know if this is a good idea. Yeah, that's interesting. Instead of new NFTs, I'm 50 NFT, right? So land NFTs as an example, and I don't know if we can change them retroactively or if we'd have to re-release. I don't know if this is a good idea, just to try and understand it in the context of the other. If you had to basically fuel them to hang out on them, like to get access to that piece of land for over X time or whatever the hell it was, right? You basically had to re-up it, and you would do that with an Upliftium NFT, right? So you're hanging out on it, you're playing on it, you're doing a whole bunch of stuff. The sort of fuel bar or the sort of access bar is going down, and then eventually you're like, okay, well, I need some. I not done this build. I want to go and do this stuff or whatever, and then you could just I guess blend it with an Upliftium NFT. Or what's that process like?
Yeah, it would be exactly something like that. What you have to think is that the attributes must be mutable when you create the NFT initially. So it's not
Right.
always possible to use all the NFTs.
So we basically have to fork the land NFTs to do that.
Yeah, but you can do something very easy, because if you have if the mint number is not important, you can do something very easy, because you could do something like a blend where you only switch the NFT for an NFT which is basically the same, but with mutable attributes.
Fun. Yeah, that's interesting. And I feel like smarter people than me will have much better ideas. That's just like I always go to how to make the land NFTs and Upliftium use cases. Again, there's always been tons of opportunity there, and I don't think we've really even scratched the surface of that. So I guess I'll just say, and let's circle back to the doing a competition like that, because I think that would be really fun, and it's an excuse for you and me to hang out more, which is always good.
Absolutely.
So with the Uplift stuff, there's tons of ideas. If you haven't been in the Discord for a while, I guess it basically Daniel was asking if his land NFTs are still any good. We have kept the servers running the whole time. I know because I have been paying for that, and Dr. Wayne has been paying for that out of pocket. They're still on. They still work. Everything still works. Now, play to earn has been turned off over the bear market, and there's a bunch of ideas about basically what to do next. A lot of really cool, smart, creative people have been talking about different things, where we could sort of take the community and the DAO and sort of what we could do with it, right? I think for me, I'm going to be focused on this initial idea that I'll get to in a minute, but like down the road, I think there's some talk about trying to decentralize the servers. I have no clue how that would work, but I'm very intrigued by the idea of that. We'll see if anything comes into a good DAO proposal that we can get behind and could be feasible. I think there's a lot of talk about there being too many land NFTs. I'm always of the opinion that yes, there's too many land NFTs, but not if we 10x the number of people that are in the community, right? So I think both of those things are interesting, and so there. With that, I think we would maybe see some worlds decommissioned, but give people time to copy their land over to like by blending some or burning some NFTs and getting some in the older worlds. I haven't seen anything that like really strikes out as something that we can do, but something like that might happen. And then like I think turning a very simple version of the play to earn thing on is very likely. Maybe something where we have a whole bunch of punch sign stuff, because we got that set up and we never really used it during the bull market. It's a cool little system, right? So we could have like 100 punch signs out there, and like at any given time, 10 of them are active, and you basically just go in and like maybe once a day or whatever it is, you can go in and punch them all and do it that way. So, and there's more ideas, and some of them I don't even admittedly understand, but people are being creative about it. The creative juices are starting to flow. So I've been trying to figure out, I don't know if any of you guys might not know this, like I have a day job, like I've been a musician for a long time, but that's taking up the vast majority of my time. Jen and Chris Tuttle and Dr. Wayne and I actually started a little artificial intelligence startup. Over this past year, we've been doing a bunch of research and development. We've got AIs running in a few Discords, and now we actually landed a client automating some Instagram DMs and stuff like that. So like we're kind of doing that, right? Basically, so we're doing a lot of work, and I'm trying to figure out myself what I can do to basically kick things into gear that is something that I can actually manage and commit to, and not fuck up, frankly. It's like the I want to make sure that if I commit to it, I can literally do it myself. So where I'm going to start, and I've got the DAO proposal up for this. I might actually just kind of publish it and make sure I've got enough token backing, because we haven't touched the snapshot in a while, and it might be until Saturday before we can get that back up and running. So I might. Sorry, I just started reading comments. I shouldn't do that while trying to have a we'll get to that in a minute. Fuck was I saying? Oh, so yeah, worst case scenario, the DAO proposal will come out Saturday. I might just kind of make sure I've got the backing and do it a little bit sooner. What I want to do, we've got about, I think, 40 plus NFTs right now that are passive mining. And that system has been working the entire time. If you haven't been in there to claim at enter.theuplift.world in a while, we did set it up pretty early on, before the bear market, that if you don't claim within 30 days, it stops growing, right? You can always go back in and claim it, it'll keep going. So if you've been not doing that for a while, it's probably a good idea to go turn that back on. I didn't for a while, so I totally get it. And so what I'm proposing is that we can basically change the rate. I don't want to change the amount that's going out every week in Upliftium, but we can sort of shift things around to make the situation, a little bit more dynamic. So the first thing would be to shave, a small percentage off of the majority of the passive miners and take all of that sort of savings on, again, not changing the weekly rate and putting them on the 1 million, 10 million, and 100 million NFTs. So now you've got, like, it's not amazing or anything, but you've got like a basic use case. You've got a sort of a not insane reason to want to pick up some Upliftium or use that Upliftium to get into these now much bigger pools, right? And that, again, like if you have a million NFT or a 10 million NFT or 100 million NFT, it automatically starts passive mining, right? So these would be now 5 or even 10 times more passive mining capacity. And again, like the Upliftium price is really low. I messaged in the Discord. I started buying some, for me aggressively. It was like a few $100 or whatever, over the last couple of days. Like I think Bullshit Bulls did too, which is kind of entertaining. So we're sort of just looking at that chart. We can at the very least, create a positive trending chart on Upliftium, I think. And we'll see. Like, who knows if that worked, but we can at least make it more interesting. So I talked to Dr. Wayne about changing the numbers on the back end of the system to just the technicals. And it looks like we're going to not have a problem doing that at all. And so, I think I'll be, every month or every quarter or something, making tweaks to those things so that, we could have like some news. Hey, we've changed this. It might be a little bit more interesting here, there, or whatever. There's going to be, that much more reason to lock up more supply. And then after that, I haven't really figured out quite how I want to do this yet, but then we got to start incentivizing some liquidity so that if anybody wants to move any, Upliftium, by buying or selling or whatever, it's not going to have a dramatic effect on the price once we get it to a place that we kind of like. So that's kind of where I'm at, right? Again, there's tons of ideas on, the Uplift itself, right? Like the gamification. Again, like the servers all still work. All that stuff is still there. You can still go in and build. We can still go in and create a whole bunch of content. I turned the video on at the beginning. I might just play it again. Like, I get the feels, man. I don't know. I'm a nerd. I get it, but it's the things that people have built. That's what gets me. Like, I know the play to earn stuff is really fun, and people have talked about maybe trying to get a situation where we bring back Redstone and do a bunch of other stuff. But that gets me. The creativity that people created. It's still mind blowing, and it's historic to me, right? Like there's stuff that's been there for a while that kind of has a deep sense of meaning. I guess that's the other thing. I'm sorry, I'll shut up in a minute. I know I'm having a bit of a diatribe here. One of the other ideas that I have that is like, I'm a dog with a bone on this one. I don't think I'm going to be able to let it go. And actually, what you're doing might actually affect it. Might actually affect it a lot. So I want to have it so that we can have a picture or even a short video, like a 360 flyover or something like that, right? Of a build or a piece of land that then is the NFT. So it's not just like a generic NFT with the logo of the planet or world on it or whatever. It's like, no, this is what it is, right? And have it done by somebody from the Uplift so that it could be certified. I'm literally just now having the thought that if it's mutable and somebody can buy an NFT that sort of gives them the rights to change that picture. I mean, it actually should be the landowner that has the only right to change the picture on it. But that maybe we just let them do it. and just have a caveat on all the NFTs, like, what you see here, the guy just made this picture, that might not be what's there. You're going to want to go in world and check it out or whatever, right? But then nobody from the DAO needs to like grind out 100 of these a day. Anyway, so all those ideas are percolating out there. Yeah, so I feel like I should probably get to some freaking comments here. Do you guys have any thoughts about any of the 9,000 things that I just said before I do that?
I have about 1 million thoughts, and I'm making notes and getting things in writing. And like 3 hours from now, I'll have a lot more to say on this.
Love it.
Mhm.
Okay, so what if I could blend my land NFT with, say, my Squid Game plot commissioned by Ken Bozak with a mutable land NFT of a different world? Could I get the build moved over to from the blend? Yes. Right. So I mean, so this is kind of where I'm at. Like, I want to make sure that whoever's doing the copying and moving is incentivized. Like, I don't want anybody for the DAO working for free. So, maybe it costs some upliftium. Maybe half the upliftium gets burned. Maybe we, if we're sort of decommissioning one of the worlds, then yeah, that NFT gets burned, but you get another one somewhere else, right? I also don't. I guess, like some of the other things that we've discussed that I feel really strongly about. I don't want anyone, especially anyone that's already been in the community, to buy another land NFT. We've all done that a lot, right? And I think there's a very good argument that we released too much land because Legend kept yelling at me to release more land for reasons that are now obvious. Those assholes. Anyway, so I mean, but yes, there's too much land out there now, right? So we don't want anybody to have to buy more land. We just want to add more value. I don't want anybody doing work for free, but there's lots of different ways so we can create incentives that are going to work for people. And there's a lot of people that are willing to do it in the DAO. And I want Upliftium to be deflationary. We need some burn mechanics. I don't think the DAO can or should ever take Upliftium as payment. I think it just needs to get burned. I think that if we get the ecosystem working properly, then the DAO should be able to survive on just secondary market stuff, which means that everybody else is making money, right? If people are buying and selling their NFTs and we're making a cut of that, that feels better to me. So yeah, those are, I think, some sort of key principles that we've been talking about that I feel pretty strongly about. Anyway, Juan, thoughts before I start getting into comments?
Well, not anything very specific because it's a lot of information to.
Yeah, right. Here's a list of 60 things I think about sometimes.
Yeah. I have to think about a lot, but what I really like is that you are still active and still moving forward. The servers are there, and that's very, very important, I think. Yeah, people should gain some trust because things are there, and there's something going on. So that's good. I think it's very positive.
Yeah, said we would, so we will. Again, like sometimes I wish we could have kept being really creative and doing a bunch of stuff in the bear market, but there's no point. Like you can't sort of invent a lot of hype and stuff. It'll be interesting. Actually, maybe we should hold a competition, Jen. 26 or when before we think the bear market's going to start, of what the DAO should do during the next bear market to at least just like maximize stuff, right? Because again, like if we all go through this again and we get running again, the NFTs could go through another hype cycle, right? And that's great while it's happening, and then the hangover sucks, right? So like the hangover is coming, and like I feel it so acutely now, right? Like I think we can have a lot of fun. I think some people make some money great. I think we can rebuild. And for me, like I just want the uplift to last for 100 years. That's what I want. And so that's the kind of thing that even when I'm not around, I'm thinking about. But yeah, like these cycles happen, right? So like how do we help each other through the hard parts?
Yeah, but what I think is that this cycle is somehow different from the NFT perspective, or I don't know if from the NFT perspective in general, but at least in Wax, I think there's a huge difference. When we were at the beginning of the previous bull market, there was a lot of activity on Wax. We had, for example, the Atari NFTs. We had we had Godzilla, we had Hot Wheels, we had there was a lot of things going on. There was Alien Wars, there was a lot of things happening.
Yeah.
I was very hyped. I started on Wax. I think the NFTs, the first NFTs I bought were the Atari ones, and that was amazing. I said, but today I'm still very disappointed because I bought the NFTs. I still have some of those NFTs, and nothing happens. What happened? Atari just disappeared. Hot Wheels, they moved somewhere else, and the activity is nowhere. So I miss that hype, but at the same time, I'm happy we don't have that hype again. And what's going to happen 3 months from now, 6 months from now? Will those teams still be building, creating something special for users on Wax? I don't know. I think that whoever stays on Wax and it's still building and it's doing something should really be responsible and be committed to be here for the long term and not just for the 3 months of 5 seconds, 3 months, 6 months, whatever the bull market lasts, and then gone.
Yeah. Yeah, so I mean, here we still are.
Challenging part. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it's tough, especially like running businesses and stuff. Like we managed to get the running cost of the Uplift down to basically what Dr. Wayne and I could handle out of pocket with me, like playing my guitar for money, which is great, right? And like we definitely won't be. Well, I mean, the fact of the matter is, like in the DAO, we set it up so that the entire team, in the community, a bunch of people can, vote me off the island if they want to. Somebody actually in the Discord said, "Hey, Corey, why don't you just leave and like give it to the community and the team?" And I said, "Well, interestingly, we and I decided to set the DAO up so you could literally do that. So get the team to vote and the community to vote and kick me off the island. Do it." And he doesn't talk anymore. But like we want to set it up so that we're lean and mean at the top of this cycle, not just at the bottom of it. And of course, we're the team and I have total control, and we're not irresponsible pieces of garbage. Wink, wink, nudge, nudge. So yeah, I mean it's a little. I'm gonna try not to talk about them, and sometimes I will fail. Anyways. People can maybe remint the empty plots. Mogus, I'm not sure what you mean by that, but I'm sure it's interesting. I have an empty plot that I visit just to view the natural beauty of randomization. Yes. So even like, never mind the builds, but like having the ability to, Zombie, take a shot of that, or even a short video, and like do a blend with Upliftium, burn some Upliftium, and then basically like redo that so that it's an NFT that works as the land key NFT still, but is like a beautiful representation of whatever is there, even if it's just like, have you seen this beach? It could be fun. Daniel, have you guys partnered with WUF Token? No, I'm kind of just waking up right now. I'm sorry to admit that I haven't really been keeping up. I think Jose, you were saying.
Yeah, Nifty Blocks. We partnered with WUF Token, and we did some stuff with Betsy, so we will have some rewards for the Betsy holders nice. With some extra WUF allocation. But we don't have a lot of details, so still waiting. Sorry?
Are they still looking for people to partner with?
I don't know. I think that we are closer now to the third snapshot that will happen on Solana. So to all the holders of I just forgot the name of the token, but
Wuffy or whatever, Wuffy, or is it a different one?
No, it's not WIF. It's the other one. The
meme
one
on Solana.
Yeah, Bonk. This one which was amazing.
Oh, Bonk. Oh, we know those guys.
Yeah. So now if you have, I think if you have some Bonk in your wallet on March 28th, if I'm not mistaken, then you will also get in the snapshot for WUF. And Bonk was amazing because did you got the airdrop?
No.
Well, I got.
Is that on the airdrop on Solana?
on
Or on-
Solana, you know, and it happened. I think it happened a couple of years ago, and I received something, and it was worth like $2 or $5, and I don't even remember. And I just said, okay, what is this? I just left it there.
Yeah.
I came back 1 year later. I said, why do I have this money in my wallet? And it was Bonk was worth $800 after
Holy
a couple of
fucking
years.
shit.
So no, that was a nice surprise.
Is that all? Dude.
Yeah.
All right. That's fun. Man, I don't even have any word. I like just the wins. I still remember my first crypto trade back in 2016. And this was like, I had been trading Forex where like, if you make 1% in a day, you're like, yeah, we take this also, right? Like 700% my first trade in like 18 hours. And obviously still addicted. It's a whole thing. So Corey, how do you buy Upliftium? So you can either go to Nefty Blocks. This is actually a very fun way to do it. You can go to Nefty Blocks and buy the Upliftium NFTs. The account is, I'm actually going to put it on here. It's upliftium.hi. But don't do that just yet. I have something else to tell you before you do that, just because. So yeah, this is the account where the Upliftium NFTs are at right now. And I haven't checked recently, but I think right now it's still cheaper to get it off of Alcor. And on Alcor, it's not Upliftium, it's Liftium. Because we didn't actually make that token. Some amazing guys created something called tokenized NFT, where you can send. Basically the way to get Upliftium, you're passive mining it on our website, right? And then you could basically crystallize that. Then it becomes NFTs that are on, Atomic and Nefty and everywhere else. And then you can, if you want, send those NFTs to tokenized NFT, the account, and just sending it to that account will actually send the same amount of token back, right? So now you have the Liftium token, and you can take that to Alcor and do DeFi with it and do all sorts of stuff. So I think right now, and check the math because I haven't looked in a while, I think it's probably cheapest to still get it from the swap pools on Taco or Alcor. But I don't know for how long that's going to be the case. Just because I know some people have been thinking about grabbing some. Again, I just bought a lot, and I think Bullshippers did as well. So just keep an eye on that, do the math, and see which one is best. So again, you can buy the NFTs off of Nefty Blocks, or you can grab it in the swap pools on Taco or Alcor. I did look at the spot trading thing on Alcor, and the spread is absurd. I think some bots are starting to even that out a little bit, but probably not worth it to try and buy it from the spot trading, like the limit.
Yeah, but I think you're missing one platform here, and it's the most important one and the nicest one, which is Wax on Edge. If you're buying any token, you go to Wax on Edge, and there you buy with the best possible rate, because it will go to different pools and will do all the routing and everything, and will give you the best possible rate, and you will move the price less. You have to go Wax on Edge. What's the URL? Let me check the URL for you.
Yeah, just spell it out for me.
It?
Yeah, is that what I'm trying to get? Is it on Edge or Wax on it, or like spell that out for me?
Waxonedge.app. Waxonedge.app. I think that's where you should go and buy your tokens. Nowhere else.
Dude, this is freaking news to me. Did I spell that right?
Yeah, that one. That's it. Waxonedge.app. Yes, go there. Do your
how do you like that for news? That's awesome. Fine. All right, cool. That's really fun to know. Okay, so Mois, there you go. How do you buy Upliftium? We covered that times a million. Yeah, Zombie, I know I would love to see my builds on NFTs. Me too, man. I think, and I'll talk to Dr. Wayne about. And Jed, and we can bring this to the community too, but I really was thinking we were going to have to control for it. But like, what if we didn't? Like that. I guess the only thing is people could like make them like really gross, maybe. And then that is like a community standards thing. But if we don't have any power to do anything about it, then it's like decentralized and like,
Oh yeah, I just all of a sudden got visions in my head because there's memories from that
Ken
one time
Ken Bozak will put a picture of an actual dick on his. Like that.
Well, yeah, I mean that's to be expected, but I was thinking of something far worse.
Yeah, no, me too. But I
That's what
wanted to
we're
bring up
talking
something that
about.
would also be funny.
Yeah, it is the internet. So that having some sort of community standards like homeowner association type thing that the DAO is agreeing to might be decent.
Well, then we would have to have some way to
Enforce
still
it.
manage. Well, I mean, so basically, like for every NFT,
But you know, I think you just really don't need it, because what happens if there's people who are no longer who no longer share the same ideas as you do? That's
yeah,
why you create a DAO. You can say tomorrow I sell my tokens and I go away because I no longer share the same ideas with these people. But
you're
if we want
presuming
to
that
do
people are
something great
rational.
and you are with the right people around, you will be
Yeah.
building something awesome, and that's that's
For
how a
sure,
DAO
for
should
sure,
work.
for sure, for sure. But I think like right now, the Uplift NFTs are not in the not safe for work category, right? And
Yeah.
if we open it up so that anybody could do whatever they wanted to, which again, like at base sounds really fun. So like, I guess the only question is like, could we set it up so that the user has control over the image, but so do we?
Yeah, you could do something with the DAO that requires some voting or something before something is released. So you're not going blindly and release whatever people wants to
For
release.
sure, for sure, for sure. But like, we can't have a DAO vote every time somebody wants to add an image to their NFT.
Yeah, true. It's too
That-
much, right? It's like
yeah.
things that you're right.
Okay,
Right,
so I
so,
have
like-
a crazy idea, and I don't know how hard this would be. I'm sure it's possible, but how hard would it be if we were to build something with the AI that looks over the image beforehand and just red flags if anything's suspicious for whatever we happen to give
Yeah.
it? Because the image detection libraries
It'll totally
are there.
work.
You know,
Okay,
Jen,
so
I fucking love you.
we tried to do something like that for NFT blocks a few months ago, but we
Yeah.
stopped doing it because there were too many false positives. But if you have a very well-trained model, maybe it will work.
that's what I was wondering about, and so there'd be a lot of like try it and fail first, I think. But
Yeah.
Let's talk about that one as well,
Yeah.
because I think like this stuff is accelerating so fast right now. It'd be really interesting to see if we could make that work for you guys. That's a great idea.
Yeah.
Hot diggity. So Zombie, could you? So yeah, I would love to burn lithium to confirm the contract of the first burn. I don't know what that means, but I like every word in it. So if you want to, way too much land. That might be what that's about. Yeah, there is. I mean, I think if we can find a way that makes sense for the people that have built on the less populated worlds to want to move their stuff over. Like, I don't want anyone to lose anything, and I want them to be able to take the land that they do have and get value in the other. Just consolidate, basically, find a way to make sure that happens where kind of everybody wins. Sorry, I'm just these comments got. What's up, Jones? What's up, Opaka? Zombie is still here. Bonk. Oh, and speaking of which, I gotta talk to Wax on Edge. That's a whole freaking thing.
Yeah, Wax on Edge. That's the coolest app for buying and selling tokens.
Yeah, dude, entirely news to me. This is really interesting. So one of the things I was talking to Bullshit Bulls, because I made the Shipple token on EOS like a long time ago just to see if I could, and because like 200 people dared me to do it, right?
Yeah.
And it's like any community token, you can have 100 trillion community tokens, and like one of them will take off, and the rest of them are like not really anything, right? But like Bullshit Bulls, I gave the keys to him. He has actually been for the last couple of months doing some stuff with it. And one thing he did that had surprising results, he actually made pairs with Shipple in every token on Taco. So if you go into, and I think he might have done this on Alcor now too, and they're small, but every single token with any trading activity, he made a pair. And because the Alcor, and I think Taco now too, and maybe Wax on Edge, they do all of the multi-stepping, right? So there's bots now trading in all of those pairs. Right, they all get little microtransactions, and it shows some activity and locks up more value for Shipple, which again is like pure meme coin, right? Like there's no use case there, and it's actually got like a pretty significant market cap right now. Like not huge, like 30 grand or something like that, but it should be zero. So that's an interesting lesson. And I think the wax on edge thing is interesting too, because that means like if they're doing that, they're probably not only able to do the multi-step, but they can actually do arbitrage. That's so smart of them because they'll make a little cut of every single one of those things. That's very interesting.
Yeah, doing arbitrage is something interesting indeed. But yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I used to do that. BJ token made me a good chunk of change by accident just because I made the BG dust in various token pairs. There you go. Yeah, right. I mean, it can happen, right? Especially like we're still, you know, I agree the bear market is over, but it's a pretty early bull market. Especially if this is the calm before the storm, and the happening, what is like in a few weeks. It hasn't even happened yet.
But wait. This might not be an early bull market. Remember what I told you at the beginning.
So this might still be left over.
This might be the end of the previous cycle. So so don't get so excited because if that's
why
the case,
wouldn't I be excited about that? That's amazing. And yeah, it could be me that it could go down again, but that's always.
If it's the end of the previous cycle, then what we will have is bear market in 2025.
I think it's going to go sideways in 2025. Like in
my, I don't know.
For real, don't fucking listen to me. Like I don't want that on my shoulders. I don't want anyone coming back to me like, oh, I said a thing, right? But I should say I wouldn't be surprised if it's at the end of 2024. It's exactly where it is right now, right? And then 2025 is the actual bull market. But what a great time for us to be kicking the tires and getting an oil change and doing some stuff sideways as a bear market. I can't disagree with that. Yeah, so who knows? At the end of the day, who knows? I just think
who knows? Yeah,
that's over the next year or two. We don't know. We have no idea, right?
We don't know.
We could try and make some intelligent guesses. Maybe we'll be right. Maybe we'll be wrong. But I mean, don't forget to take profit. Yeah, 100%. Don't forget to take profit. I have made that mistake at a level that was insane. Like, it still keeps me up nights. And so that's some really good advice. Either way, the idea that there's more people, to me, I guess this is the thing for me. There's more energy coming back into the ecosystem for people. And that's the thing that, I didn't want to be doing, any work with the uplift stuff really until people would give a shit. That there would be, enough people around to make it worth doing. And that's kind of why I want
to. But I think that it's the other way around, because
maybe
people will not come if there's not an opportunity.
Oh, of course,
the opportunity has to be here first. So,
that's why I'm doing it now. But there's also the case
we have to do the work.
We were doing, and you were doing this too. We were doing a bunch of stuff at the very early of the bear market that was pointless, completely and utterly pointless. It was energy that is now wasted and gone and dead. Right now, the consistency that you guys have always had. I mean, there's some inherent value in that. I could barely get out of bed in the morning, right? So trying to figure out how to figure myself out and then do what I can for the uplift community. When that's kind of that's everybody has to kind of make their own calculation, I guess, right? But I do agree, you need to have a reason for people to come back. I think the people that are coming back now is kind of making me want to get stuff going on. Zombie. Yeah, one definitely understands the op versus inflow argument. And honestly, I would bet on Juan before I would bet on me. I'll tell you that
right now. No. Don't bet on Juan. Don't do that.
Yeah, I think you should. We should make the Juan token. Bet the hell on that.
The Juan token.
Zombie, Christmas year 2025 is the year of action. Yeah, I kind of agree. Again, I don't want to jinx it by saying that, but that makes the most sense to me. I mean, 18 months after the halving is kind of the last two cycles were right in that range, right? So, and who knows? Could be more, could be less, could fucking break because Wall Street are assholes. Who knows? We'll figure it out. Hey, not one. Jen, you were going to show off your robot, and I think we kind of moved on to
Yes. Sorry, I interrupted
you
there.
Briefly. It came up because we were talking about the AI vision, and I can say, hey, I've actually played with the AI vision business, but only sort of. The robot is not super easy. So for anyone who hasn't heard any updates on this, I got a robot for Christmas, and I want it to follow me around the house and talk to me and have great conversations. So I am working on that, and it's a ton of fun, but oh my goodness, I know nothing about robots. And I haven't really touched much of programming before this, and. But it walks. It occasionally looks at the one thing it's supposed to and recognizes it has a red ball. Occasionally it can see the red ball and recognizes it as red ball, and its head twitches. And that's as far as I've gotten so far. But there's
Still.
Nice.
voice
It's
commands
alive.
will happen. Talking to it will happen. The fact that right now it has to be controlled from a controller on my phone, no. That's last year's business. I want to talk to it. It needs to be able to autonomously recognize me and follow me and have good conversation.
Nice.
So that's the
So
goal. And then of course the applications of that are bonkers, because
sorry, go ahead.
well, the one I'm the most excited about is senior care. If I could give my favorite seniors a robot that follows them around and maybe sends me notifications if my favorite senior has been sleeping all day instead of getting up and moving like they usually do, or maybe their skin is slightly gray, indicating an infection of some sort that they might not be picking up on. That's just wonderful. And talks to them and keeps them engaged and
that's inevitable.
Yeah.
I love that you think that way, because there's going to be a lot of that, and it'll be really cool to help people with that for sure.
Yeah.
So that same technology, and this is way less cool than taking care of your grandparents and parents, but you can have autonomous bots in the Uplift.
Yes.
And you could have ownable autonomous bots in the Uplift. You could have ownable autonomous bots in the Uplift that were ownable via NFT. They could have a long-term memory that was attached to that NFT, so they were learning. And if you sold the NFT, they would actually still have all of that knowledge. These things could follow you around. They could help build stuff. They could talk to you. Eventually, they can have like spoken word commands. Blah 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 blah. Right. So I think like depending on, because we're starting to get some sort of marketing automation clients for MetaMinds, but I can totally see MetaMinds partnering with the Uplift and being able to launch some personalized AIs that you could talk to online or in game, and I think that would be really fun.
Yes, and I think a lot of the ideas that I have for robot in the real world would not be all that hard to translate to robot in the metaverse.
Yeah.
Because the same basic framework is there. Can I talk to it? Can it follow me? Can it recognize what it sees?
Yeah, that's really cool.
Yeah.
Well, and really, like that we should be able to do that. It'll be really interesting actually to see if we can do that in game. How those bots react to the in-game environment. I don't know. I haven't looked at that, but I know they can do it. So that we'll have to figure that out.
Yeah, they can absolutely do it. But then giving them the AI chatbot brain to go with whatever it is they're seeing and doing kind of kicks it into the next level.
It's like semantics, right? Like you end up having like an actual buddy.
Yeah.
Like even like maybe the first stage is a pet that you can talk to. Because it's gonna like follow you around or whatever, right? Like that. Then I mean, there's a million different layers that we can add onto it. But this would be like a friend that never goes away, and like stuff that frankly, that we have the GPT for is starting to have, but doesn't really have. Like these characters could have long-term memory, remember things about you, remember things about themselves, start building up their own personality profile, and just grow and become something more and more amazing all the time.
And have that all attached to the NFT.
Right? Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Fucking fascinating.
Yeah.
All right. Well, I had a feeling that I would feel a lot more excited after this conversation with you, Juan, and thank you, Jeff, for showing up, than I did, but that definitely happened. So, Juan, let's aggressively, like maybe this time next week, we show up here with whichever teams or heads of teams might be interested in creating a game for the competition.
Absolutely. Yes, for sure.
All right.
I'm totally in.
Should we do like a banner on Nefty and do some social media posts and like just put the word out?
Yes, we can do that. We can definitely do that. Let me just organize my thoughts. How
No,
could
well,
we provide
100%.
that? But yes, I definitely want to do it and see more activity around the upgrades.
Yeah, hell yeah. Okay. Yeah, I want to figure out hey Stefan. Yeah, it has been a while. I've been getting my life shit together. Which I like grateful for that. Speaking of gratitudes that we haven't done yet. Next time we do this, I gotta get in game and hop on the tower and do a gratitude as well. Missed that, but yeah, it's good. It's good to see everybody. It's you know, we're still here. Said we would be, and we are. And man, yeah, one, having you guys grind the whole time and just being there doing amazing things is just such a help for the entire community, and is definitely an amazing thing for us with the Uplift community. So thank you guys very much for everything you do. We definitely don't want to make predictions, but I definitely want to hear your
absolutely
prediction.
not. No predictions for the wax price, not at all. To be honest, I have no clue. I have no clue what will be the top price for this cycle.
I think the only confidence that I have is that I think the not financial advice, like at all. I have a hard time imagining that it won't hit $1 again. But like they put out a lot of new wax into the market, like all the time, right? It's not like Bitcoin. It's not like the distribution.
Yeah,
but say this. I might be wrong. I haven't looked into this because I know they were going to do some tokenomics adjustments. Like, have they? What's the deal on that? What's their inflation rate?
Yeah, those new tokenomics are amazing because if you are not staking wax, if you are not kind of paying for your resources by staking, you can pay a small fee using the power ops. So that's very good. And you know, there's something that I was discussing with Jose this morning precisely, is that we as marketplaces, and I mean all the marketplaces, we are not helping wax to go up in price. And why is that? Because we pay for the resources of all of our users. We pay for the CPU of everybody who's buying a pack, buying NFTs, opening packs, performing blends, or doing whatever they do on NFT blocks. We pay the CPU for them. If you go to NFT Hive, they pay the CPU for them. If you go to Atomic Hub, they pay the CPU for them. So I think we as platforms should stop doing that, and that would help the price of wax going up. I think what you get from the power ops, it's aimed. A part should be burned, and it's the idea is to I don't have the right word for this, but it's kind of to compensate for the inflation. What we should do is the goal of the power up is to make wax a deflationary token. So the more people has to pay for their CPU or stake their own wax to pay for their CPU, then we will be helping the price of the token. At least that's what I think. I'm no expert here, but I think that's what should happen.
So why don't, because Adrian and Wombat own Atomic now.
Yes.
And is it still Ben over at NFT Hive?
Yes.
Okay. So why don't I just get the three of you guys on a panel, and we brainstorm ways to make everybody's lives better.
I would love that. I think that's good, because if we all do that, we would be really helping the price of wax.
Yeah, it's interesting, and then and then everybody wins.
Sorry.
What's that?
No. Sorry.
There's the more we can collaborate, and control whatever levers we can. Like ultimately, that's why like the passive mining stuff and the Upliftium stuff, like these are things that me and Dr. Wayne can just do, right? Like we don't need any dev time. It's going to take very, very little effort to accomplish those things. And those are the levers that we, can commit to and control right now. And there's so many with Wax. There's so much potential economic power in coming together and doing that kind of stuff. Like if Wax is deflationary, like if we could show that on any chart, then Wapaka's ridiculous $10 thing, maybe not that ridiculous anymore. And like Wax at $10 made this nipple hard right here. I'm sorry, I had to say that out loud, but that just happened. And one of them, like the community has been just so overwhelmingly good the vast majority of the time. And especially, the people that are still here and are kind of, waking back up to it. It'd be really cool to see, the Wax projects really win. And really, like, if it went bananas like that, just imagine all the, like, even little art projects, like the broken dolls or whatever, like suddenly those things go through the roof and that guy has more money than he knows what to do with. Like that'd be really fun. That'd be really cool.
Yeah, that would be amazing, definitely.
Daniel's middle nipple got really hard. Sorry, not sorry. Well, I think that's about where we have to close this.
Yeah, things are getting weird, so we should definitely close.
Yeah, 100%. All right, so thank you everybody for coming and saying hello. By all means, head over to the Uplift Discord if you have any ideas, or if any of this got you excited, any specific things, let us know. And it'll spark more energy in the community. We're going to get a bunch of people together. And anybody watching this, like if you think that you can make a game, or if you want to like sort of keep an eye on this and join us for the panel, I think the next move will be like we'll have a few interested parties together and brainstorm some different ways that it could be used, and everybody can kind of maybe break away for however long and come up with stuff to do. And whoever wants to do that, I imagine they'll be able to enter and do some stuff. Cool.
Awesome. Yes, looking forward to being here again soon.
Rock and roll. Yeah, we'll make it happen. Jen, thanks for hanging out with us too.
Thanks for inviting me.
I'm a huge fan. And Dan, yeah, serious note, great to see you guys again. Yeah, it's nice to be back, especially with just people having the same sort of reawakening. I know some of you guys never left for the record. I know some of you guys have been grinding this whole time. But yeah, it's cool to see the creative juices flowing. And honestly, I'm really grateful that my own are actually running again a little bit, and I have the brain grape space to try and do some interesting stuff. So we will. All right, guys. We'll see you again probably next week. But I might actually do. I was talking to Jen, if you're free, I might actually do another one with Russell tomorrow. Him and Ken Bozak have been doing that stuff with the whatever
Right.
token. What's that? Yeah, it's like some metaverse thing. You can't go in it, but like that, it's like Unreal 5. Like it looks like they're putting in work over there on some stuff. So
yeah,
talk to them.
that would be good.
Yeah. All right, guys. Thanks again, Juan. Love your face.
Okay.
Actually, you know what? For the people that are here, you're welcome. Yeah. That made my other nipple hard.
Of course it did.
That's just, there's so much. We lost so much, but we have so much left.
Yes.
And that feels good. I'm grateful
Yes.
for that. So yeah, rock and roll. We'll see you guys again soon, maybe tomorrow. If anybody has any ideas or people that want to come on and do an interview, tell them to message me. Probably, I mean, I'm checking Telegram and Discord more. Yeah, I'll just ping me and I'll find it. We'll get going on. Hockey dokey.